Hello, happy holidays. This is Maestro Cretella with the Dawn of War 2 Retribution Elite Modcast. Today we have we got a power armor against the orcs, and the Tyranids. Didn't even see that. Normally do 1v1. 3v3 is a little tougher. Got to go through these heroes a little quicker. We have Codex over here as the Ultramarines Force Commander. Very tough dude. Very annoying. People complain about him a lot. We also have Illethor as Sindri, Trollface, Chaos Sorcerer. He's got a little fist icon on his shoulder pad. Has a lot of dangerous spells, long-range artillery, and also teleporting, and a lot of shenanigans. We have the Techmarine, ranged hero. He's got a cool new helmet in the Elite mod. This is Caeltos as the Techmarine. It does some cool stuff and can be really surprising with some of the stuff he can do. On the other side, we got Floid as lagging my computer, and I can't even move out much, as the Hive Tyrant. Very astoundingly tough commander who can just shrug off bullets, does not get suppressed because he doesn't afraid of anything. We also have Dark Riku as the tiny little Mekboy, not a very big orc, has a screw in his mouth, but very tricky. Much like the Sorcerer, he's got a lot of shenanigans that people don't even know about. We also have Kalzi4 as the Kommando Nob, sneaky orc, good range damage on that twin link bolter, and has some. He's also got some funny stuff up his sleeves, even though he doesn't actually have any sleeves right here. Anyway, I've already missed a lot of action just trying to talk about the units. We have Slugger Boys in the middle, chasing after CSM, but they're gonna take some Doombolt hits. Doombolt is, I've been realizing lately, it's really good. There was a time when I didn't even use it that much. I would just get the teleport armor and then teleport into anything I wanted to hurt with the Sorcerer, but Doombolts are really good. Do a lot more damage than the Sorcerer's Sword if you get it right. Looks like power armor. The power armor team got the best of this engagement. More Doombolts going off, bleeding the orcs. And Shooter Boys can definitely not stand up to the combined might of the Sorcerer and the Force Commander, but these Shooter Boys have gotten the big Shooter upgrade, but they are retreating. And we do have a little sync kill there. That was pretty nice. On this side, we do have the Kommando Nob and the Mekboy, Orc Heroes, chasing down Tactical Marines. This could actually, well, I was going to say it could actually be a winning engagement for the Tacs. They do more melee damage. I think the main problem, though, why they would lose this fight is the fact that the Kommando Nob and the Orc, as heroes, they have large HP pools, so they won't actually bleed until they die. But the Force Commander comes in to support, and that should turn this fight in the favor of the Power Armor team.
The enemy is claiming a victory point.
Although this Kommando Nob, being really tough, staying in there pretty long, cloaks even though, I think he cloaks, yeah, he cloaked even though he could still be seen. Shooter Boys still don't have their big shooters, and now this Kommando Nob is definitely getting a little overzealous. I'm glad he retreated it then. We have hidden Looter Boys right here. So let's see, maybe this Assault Marine squad does not jump into the Looter firing arc, and this is definitely, orcs here gotta go. Unfortunately, they didn't fall into the orc trap, which would have been helpful for Calzi4 over here. We have an orc counteroffensive though. Looter finally does go off just because he has support from all these units. 2 Slugger Boys, 1 from Riku, 1 from Kalzi, and then the double shooters, I think both from Riku. Yep. But Illethor coming down here with the Doombolts. A lot of action going on down here. It makes me wonder if I'm missing anything down south. Well, we got a generator bash. We have vengeance rounds up on, let's see, that's Caeltos' Devastator Marines. I feel like you don't see vengeance rounds that much. Just kind of an optional upgrade that most people would rather save, and also they want to be able to get a las cannon if they have to deal with a vehicle. But Tyranids should be going into the Devastator firing arc. I do love the Devastator sound. Let's just take a look at that Devastator Marine. I just love the sound of a Devastator bolter. Oh, they get forced off though. I thought the scouts were nading their own Devastators, but I guess they were nading this anticipation of the Ravener. Space Marines do have to go. They're getting overrun by countless Tyranids. There are about like 8 Tyranids for every Space Marine. Let's go back over here. Suppression. We do have the Storm Shield and the Artificer Armor from Codex's Force Commander. It's an interesting build. It's It's kind of an alternative build, but it is a very good one because it makes the Force Commander himself really tough, and it makes all of his units around him really tough. And then you're just taking a lot of damage against both the Force Commander and his attacks without actually inflicting any bleed. Let's see what action we got going down here. We do have Artificer Mines going down from Caeltos, the creator of the mod, so that means he has the Artificer armor. He's got, as his build, he just got a second Devastator squad. He's got his first Devastator squad up, so it's obviously a ranged heavy build. Scouts don't really do good range damage, but tax right here. Let's see, tax. Not as many levels as I thought they would. I do like tax against the Tyranids, just because they can really bleed a lot of models against Termagants and Hormagaunts. So they bleed the Tyranid player while getting themselves a lot of levels. We finally get shotguns up over here. Shotgun's really good for close range. Actually very good against the Hive Tyrant, just because it does a lot of damage, especially when you have 4 members in your shotgun squad. So this Hive Tyrant now is definitely not in a winning position and does have to go. Doombolt's going down. Termagants with some models lost, retreating. Looks like we got huge blobs over here. I think we got 2 Orc armies. We have a Painboy right in the middle of things up against Assault Space Marines, a brave little Orc. Trying to poison them with his Poison Blade, but Shooter Boys should not be leading the charge. Storm Boys jumping in, but they're jumping right into Shotgun Scouts and Assault Space Marines. Scouts laying low on health though, and so are these Storm Boys. Need to get out of there. Doombolt's coming in from Illethor again. Crazy stuff going on right here. But we do have that defendability from the Storm Shield, helping these Assault Space Marines a little bit, but they're still going. Oh, and this Slugger Boy will go down. That was Lost Slugger from Calzi4. And now the Force Commander has to go, though he'll be okay. Has Codex's build really been this light so far? He's got a lot of resources. All of the power armor players have quite a lot of requisition. Big requisition flows from the power armor players. Mostly everybody going to tier 2 right now. Waiting on Floid, but he has the resources, and Kalzi4. Both of them have the resources. They can just go. Looks like Dark Riku, he must have lost a Shooter Boy squad. Painboy gonna go down, I think. Alright, Painboy is okay. That's really close though. On the other side of things, Ravener's getting suppressed. Must have jumped into Scouts, or I think they probably jumped into this Devastator, and then this one was behind it. So just that trick, a common trick in basically Dawn of War 2 play, where you get 2 suppression teams instead of just 1. So when one of them gets jumped, the other one's behind it to just suppress the unit that jumped it. But that team went down, so that's not going to happen anymore. I wonder if Illethor lost a unit. He's got it. We have a lot of light tier 1 builds in this game. He's got Heretics with grenade launchers. He likes those grenade launchers. Chaos Space Marines getting Eternal War. I don't really agree with that, but okay. And he's got Chaos Raptors. He's also getting a Blood Crusher as his first tier 2 buy. Riku getting a War Truck. Shooter Boys. I also love the sound of the shooters from the Shooter Boys. We do have a grenade going off from the Scouts. I think they were infiltrated, but doesn't even take off a model of those Luda Boys. Luda Boys pretty tough for a setup team. We've defend for a while was affecting most of the units here. Oh, and we have a Zine Shrine. Should be shooting Doombolts. I don't know why it isn't. There we go. It's starting to shoot Doombolts, and we do have that Blood Crusher just running in here. Definitely going to turn this fight in favor of the power armor players. Defend doing wonders though, just keeping the Space Marines in the fight really long, even against the high DPS of the Orcs. Already, I've been kind of focusing on this side, but already we have quite a lead from the red team. Certainly, at least in terms of victory points, 456 to 229, and counting down for the blue team. The blue team did push them back, though. Certainly much thanks to this Blood Crusher. In the middle right here, we have Chaos Space Marines. They need to, instead of running away, yeah, they should just walk up to the Shooter Boys and start hitting them with their bolters. Shotgun Scouts coming up right here, but I think this is too much firepower for the power armor players. Nade goes off from the Scouts, I think. Let's see. Hive Tyrant does get the improved synapse, just increases health and maybe some other stuff. Attacks in cover, shooting. Attacks still only have... They're still only at level 1. He is getting... Caeltos is getting a Sergeant on them. Maybe he will upgrade them to Stern Guards, which would actually be a good choice too. They would lose that experience that they have as Tactical Marines, but they would actually be really good against both the Tyranid Termagants and Hormagaunts, as well as any of the Orc Infantry. We had both a Doombolt and a Heal go down. We do have the Orc Weird Boy. We also have the Death Dread right here. I liked it better in Dawn of War 1 when it was called a Killacan. I love that name, Killacan. We also have a Zoanthrope right here from Floid. Where is the real fight? Whoa. It's the Kommando Nob against everyone. He does have Kaboom. Oh, that must have been what happened. He probably did Kaboom, and he probably died because of it. I love Kaboom. It's really funny. Riku has Avataste, so he has... Oh, so he can heal with Avataste. We have Kalzi here, who can heal with his Pain Boy. We now have a fully upgraded Hive Tyrant over here in retreat with the Crushing Claw, heavy melee weapon, most powerful commander melee weapon in the game. We also have a rocket launcher from Codex, who still only has 3 units. I'm wondering, did I miss him losing a unit? We do have Knobs on the Storm Boys and the Slugger Boys. Both are really good upgrades because it gives both of these squads over 200 melee DPS. And then obviously the Storm Boys are doing mostly power melee, although I think the Storm Boy Nob now does heavy melee, while the Sluggers, they only do regular melee, except for the Nob who does power melee. But when you're doing 200 melee DPS, it doesn't matter that much. And those Assault Space Marines look like they're in a ton of trouble. They need to retreat out of there before they get wiped. Are they going to get wiped? Very close, and he does lose. He did have an Assault Marine Sergeant there that did get wiped too. Scouts also almost got wiped. Codex instead got a second Scout squad, and we have, I think, a drop pod coming down here.
Understood.
Yes. Anyway, let's stop looking at drop. Let's stop my computer from lagging, and let's look at fights. We do have a whirlwind. We do have a whirlwind artillery tank over here and an autocannon Havoc. And we have a big damage to these orcs from Dark Flames. Blood Crusher also doing very well, getting healed maybe from the Techmarine Global or something, getting repaired, not even healed, repaired. And we do have Stern Guard veterans from Caeltos. Now has double scouts, and those Stern Guard veterans going to be extremely good against pretty much every unit that the orcs and the Tyranids have that's not a vehicle. Missiles going down from the whirlwind. You don't get to see that a lot often. People don't use it. I guess it's not very good. But Caeltos, being the mod creator, trying to make use of it, trying to see if maybe he needs to change it, I bet. And Hive Tyrant tries to tank all that damage, but it's just too much. We do have an assault jump going down there, along with some Doom Bolts, and a huge Space Marine offensive, along with these Vengeance rounds from this nearly dead Devastator. Space Marines definitely push back the Tyranids with their massive blob. We actually have Scouts being really aggressive, forcing off a Zoanthrope by themselves. Move to cover at the pipes. Over here, we do have... Oh, the Weird Boy getting disrupted. That's a very bad situation for him to be in. He might go down. Wow, and he explodes right on the spot. That, and I guess that was Calzi4's. Whirlwind, maybe not so bad when used in synergy with other Space Marine units. Took out a Weird Boy there. Pretty amazing. Just blew up right in Kalzi's face. And Shooter Boys do counter Scouts. Did quite a bit of damage there. Shooter Boys, though, getting disrupted by that Whirlwind. This Whirlwind is actually doing a really good job. We have a lot of Doom Bolts going down, both from the Shrine. And we do have a Force Commander who teleported into the Looter Boy squad right in the middle of things. We do have Chains of Torment, a ton of chains going down, stopping these Storm Boys in their place. And wow, this is not looking good for the Orcs right now, and looking very good for power armor, for team power armor. Blood Crusher getting out of there. Does not want to just straight up fight the Death Dread. It needs some kind of support. Any kind of support. Whether it's Heretic Worship. Chaos Space Marines now upgraded with a Mark of Tzeentch. That I do agree with. And the Death Dread, I mean the Blood Crusher does get out of there. But we do have some fighting going down right here. War Truck does go down and decides to just run out of there. Let's take a look at that Force Commander. He has been upgraded to have... He switched to the Thunderhammer, so he got tired of the Storm Shield build. I find the Storm Shield build, although it is good, I think it's mostly good in Tier 1. And this is a special kind of Thunderhammer that I think is only with the Ultramarines DLC. And this Force Commander is already fighting Nobs. Decides to just teleport out of there. Obviously, Nobs, extremely good unit. Codex says Nob to warn everybody else. Do have Tyranids rushing ahead, but they are taking way too much damage from this fully kitted out Techmarine. Level 3 Plasma Gun, I guess mainly to deal with the Venom Brood and and any warriors. But there are no warriors, so it's only the Venom Brood. So I'm not actually sure I agree with that choice. He could get the Mastercrafted Bolter to instantly kill a model and then suppress a squad. He also has, again, the Artificer Armor and then Orbs of the Omnissiah to deal with vehicles. Looks like we have more Whirlwind Disruption. We have a new Weird Boy from Calzi4. He obviously just wanted another, and we do have that Chains of Torment kaboom going off from the Kommando Nob. I love that. Sends him all the way over here. He himself has the Special Shooter, which I think is a bad choice against power armor races. Get it against the high model, low HP squads from other races, but not against power armor. He also has extra equipment. Brother, I am pinned here. Big fights going down right here. I guess Force Commander probably teleported in, doing a lot of damage with that hammer. And Assault Marines, level 2, but in a bit of trouble right now. Scouts being really good, and Tactical Marines. Oh, and something went down. I think that was a Shooter Boy squad from Dark Riku that just got wiped. But our Tyranid blob here is still doing pretty well. Especially if the Force Commander is chasing down the Zoanthrope. Unfortunately, I said that the Tyranid blob was doing pretty well, but then it started getting disrupted. The Zoanthrope went down. I think Venom Brood went down, and all of these other squads. Floyd almost lost his entire army. Was lucky to at least keep these units alive. He is in Tier 3 though, so we can expect maybe Carnifex or Swarmlord anytime soon. Care 3 coming your way, calming. Not even coming, calming. We do have a lot of AV from Team Power Armor. We have. Let's see. Riku says, think we need to regroup. I've been thinking maybe power armor races are pretty good in teams. I think they tend to survive better. I think there's bigger risk of losing your units with non-power armor races, although certainly some races like Imperial Guard are still very good in teams. But I think maybe power armor races are pretty good in teams. Although there was a time when people said that Chaos wasn't so great in teams. Although that's probably not so true anymore. They're probably very good in teams right now. We have a sync kill from the Thunderhammer of that Force Commander. Orcs getting forced back. Kalzi's the one with the biggest army, 5 units. We do have Flash Kits coming out for Riku and a Carnifex coming out for Floyd. I mean, Carnifexes are great. The only thing is that the Team Power Armor actually does have a lot of AV that they can use to deal with that. We do have a Librarian right here, already upgraded with the Tome of Time and that special helmet. Fights going down right here, but unfortunately more Chains of Torment just stopping those Nobs in their tracks. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. I guess Illethor, you need to kind of combine Chains of Torment with something else, mostly Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. And we do have, they are now subjugated, which is, I don't know, to be honest, subjugate is good, but that I guess that wasn't the greatest subjugate. But it's still not bad, just because, you know, at least means you can get them off your ass. Big fight going down right here. We do have the looted tank. We have a vehicle heavy play from Kalzi, but his Death Tread is at huge risk right now. Might have gone down there if it weren't for the looted tank using its special shot. Oh, but the Death Tread goes down anyway. We do have a rocks going down somewhere. thought I heard a rocks. We do have a bunch of infected Tyranids right here, getting infected by the Great Unclean One. And we do have also Dark Flames. Might have been kind of an unnecessary Dark Flames. Autocannon Havoc right here doing a great job. We also have Terminators from Caeltos. These Terminators upgraded with the Cyclone Missile Launcher. We're seeing him trying to use all of the underused upgrades in War Gear. I think either to prove that it's useful or to see if it's useful. And wow, this Whirlwind shot all the way over here. I think he could just attack ground and maybe even take out this Brood Nest, which is really helping out the Tyranids and even the Orcs. The only problem is the Whirlwind is very inaccurate. Kind of just a scatter shot. Do have Chaos Raptors being upgraded to the Demon Wall and getting knocked down, I think. I don't know. Chaos Raptors jumping in, but they're only at half health. Do not want to stay in there much longer. And wow, I think that was the missile launch from the Terminators that killed that Brood Nest. We do have the Flash Gets out right here. Already upgraded to Git Findas, gives them longer range, but they should upgrade to the Blastas so that they can do really well against power armor. Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch does not have any weapon upgrade, surprisingly. He does have Tome of Subjugation, and we do have another Weird Boy going down. That's the second Weird Boy that died for Calzi4. The Weird Boys are not working out for him. It might actually be because of that Whirlwind, and then that Whirlwind just... and we also have a Thornback Carnifex charging right over the Hive Tyrant and knocking him over. We do have Assault Marines level 3 now. I think he's not going to upgrade them to Stern Guards precisely because he can keep them at this leveled state where they have extra health. And I think the Vanguards, I don't know if they actually have a damage increase. It might just be a change to their damage type. We also have a Force Barrier going off, but I think that means this Librarian is going to go down if these Nobs weren't being really stupid. I don't know what they're doing. Nobs totally derping. That should have been a wipe on that Librarian, but the Nobs kind of derped right there, and now they are subjugated. Should turn and... I was going to say they should turn and hit that looted tank, but luckily the missile launcher got it. And Dark Riku was saying, Sorcerer, basically you actually maybe shouldn't even get Nobs against a Sorcerer. We do have Raveners right here with the Enhanced Muscle Coil. You don't see this upgrade a lot, but I think it's kind of good, but I don't play Tyranids, so I could be wrong. Makes them kind of like Zerg. And I've been talking a lot of action in this game so far. I guess that's why people play 3v3, because it's been crazy action. You know, obviously 1v1, you got all this running around, trying to backcap, trying to like avoid fights. This 3v3, it's just all crazy fighting. And Red Team has had the VP lead for the entire game, but right now they're in a bit of trouble having kind of like, I mean, if I try to do the math here, they've got 12 units and 12 squads in it, not including their commanders. The Space Marines have 16 squads, and that's not even including their commanders, but their commanders are alive. So they just have more units from everyone. Infiltrated Luda Boys do suppress these Assault Space Marines. Slugger Boys right here being very brave, but just a little too much to deal with from them. And Codex does have level 4 Tactical Marines with a missile launcher. That's a good asset to keep around the field. That's actually going to be really good AV because it's going to do a lot of damage to a vehicle. So might as well keep it around. Certainly much better than Vengeance rounds from a Stern Guard would do. Do have Tyranids going in right here. Thornback Carnifex with these with the Rippers, but the Rippers die. Do have a little bit of a flank coming around, a little bit of a pincer. Well, not really, because the Tyranids are backing up, but Riku is trying to flank with his orcs. He does have both Blasta flash kits as well as Nobs, but he still has to be careful for that Sorcerer. Nobs just getting knocked back, unfortunately. Not doing a whole lot. We do have enough red, almost enough red from Calzi4 to use a Rocks if he so chooses. And I think we're going to have The Raveners come up right under the Tactical Marines. And here we go with the rocks. And unfortunately, it does not look... Oh, we do have some people teleporting out. Predator dies. So it took out a Predator, but otherwise not that great of a rocks, and especially not with Riku nearly losing his army. Wow. Gets both his Nob and his Flash gets down to 1 model. Shooter Boy's down to 3 models. Definitely a strong blue team presence right here. It's looking like blue team right now, but Floid does have a second Carnifex, Venom Cannon, and Thornback. The only problem is his Venom Cannon is now unsupported, which is never a good thing. We also have Flash gets from Calzi4. He still does not have his Kommando Nob, though. Too far in. We finally do have a weapon on this Chaos Sorcerer, level 7. You know, I think I haven't been catching him a lot, but he's probably been one of the MVPs of this game with level 7 from Warpfire, all that Doombolt, and he's got Tome of Subjugation now. Force Commander is also level 7, obviously. Force Commander, very killy commander. Techmarine only level 4. Let's see, we have Hive Tyrant only level 3, Mekboy level 5, which is actually a little surprising, especially considering he does not have a weapon upgrade, which means he's not that powerful, especially not against power armor races. Makes me wonder where he got all those levels. And now we do have Assault Terminators from Codex. This is not going to be good at all for the Orcs. Not with, oh my god. We have this autocannon in the back just destroying shit. Disruption from the Whirlwind all the way back here. Possibly even more disruption and damage from the Terminators. And then, of course, Tome of Subjugation and the Chains of Torment. Incredible. And we do have this Librarian here, level 2 with over 1,000 hit points. Does have the Force Staff. I'm guessing also has... he also has Tome of Time. So he has 2 upgrades that give him health, and then he has the level. Maybe even has a 3rd upgrade with the Psychic Hood. Gives him Gate of Infinity to allow him to save Terminators. A lot going on right here. Assault Marines that should actually jump on. They should have jumped on the Shooter Boys. Because if Red Team has a chance, it's in the victory points. So they should not be letting the Red Team get any victory points that they don't have to. We're going to see some models killed, maybe? Just from... No models go down. This Slugger Boy squad, about 40% health, but still escapes with all models. Mekboy gives some covering fire, teleports back. I don't know how he's level 6. What is he doing? Targeting only scouts? Or heretics, maybe? We do have an infiltrated Great Unclean one. I love the look of the infiltrated Great Unclean one. He sort of reflects whatever he's around. Look at that. He's like a chameleon. Looks like the Greats. That's amazing. Anyway, Venom Cannon or both Carnifexes coming in. One with the Thornback, one with Venom Cannon coming in right here. Charges the heretics to get them to stop infiltrating, but reveals the Great Unclean one. I don't know if he knew that was there. Heretics do go down though. That aspiring champion just falls on his face plants in retreat. And this Sorcerer right here, level 8. And this is still going in favor of the Space Marines, or the power armor race. Oh, just more power armor forcing off the Orcs over here. We do have subjugated Nobs again. So, one of the things I said in a recent cast is maybe you should just don't get Nobs against the Sorcerer. Unless you are positive he will not make it to tier 3. But in team games, most players make it to tier 3 in team games. It's usually only in 1-on-1, maybe in 2-on-2, that you don't make it to tier 3. We do have a Land Raider Redeemer right here, 2,500 hit points. Good anti-infantry. Grenade from the scouts going off right in the middle of those Termagants. Takes out a ton of models. Look at all that +5. Termagants gotta go. Not looking good for the red team. And that is the game. Concede from the red team. Pretty crazy. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. Have a good holiday.